Hello, welcome back, fellow artists. For this portion of the presentation, I'm going to show you what we are going to do with our colored selfies as we go along here. So I'll review quickly what it was we were going to do with that selfie. So without further ado, we are back at our slide here with Twiggy, our 1960s model, who is made out of collage work. So different types of paper to make this one image. Remember that artists will be creating their favorite selfie into a collage piece of art. We will be thinking of ourselves as an iconic figure and what that entails within pop art culture. So, again, we are taking that selfie, thinking of ourselves as a famous person in whichever way you want to look at that. Is that through historical figures? Is that Hollywood? Is that a performance artist, like a singer, an actress? Whichever way you want to think of it as, but take that nice, clear selfie. Materials we're going to be using for this portion, we're going to be using our phones or a camera. If you're at home, you don't need a printer. Just make sure you save that picture in color. You'll need your Chromebook, and we will also be using Google Draw for this portion of the presentation. So here is what we're going to do with our selfie. Here is an example of the way I did mine, transforming the selfie. You have the one on this side here. It's colorized, has all the colors I need to look at whenever I go back and start adding color to my collage. And here's the portion here in which we're going to simplify everything and really get it changed over. So the way I'm going to show you how to do that is, first of all, you are going to save your image. You can email it to yourself on your Google Gmail, but I'm going to show you how I downloaded mine from my phone. So I'm going to go ahead and here is my selfie from my email. I'm going to download that onto my computer. So I'm going to go over to this download area button. If you want to save it into your specific Google art folder, you can go over to add to my drive and then pick your specific folder. That way you have it there and you don't lose it. So I'm going to go ahead and download that onto the computer. And it's going to download there. It's all downloaded, ready to go. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open up a new tab because I want to go onto my Google Draw. And under the new tab, you're going to type in Google Drawings, then click enter. As you do that, Google Drawings pops up. It's the very first one. You can use this for free, which is pretty awesome, I think. So you're going to go ahead and click on that. And this itself is going to open up an empty template, meaning that when it opens something, there's going to be nothing on it whatsoever. So we're going to give this just a moment to upload here. Otherwise, we can't really do anything else. And here it goes. We have a nice empty template here ready to go. However, this isn't the size that I need it to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to File and go down to Page Setup. It's near the bottom here. You will click on that. And the size we are going to use for this paper is going to be custom. So you're going to go all the way to the bottom and click on custom. And then you're going to put in there 8.5 by 11 inches. And that is your standard printer paper because I'll be printing the black and white images for students. And then you're going to click on apply. Apply will change your paper to the size that we need it to. Now that we have our 8.5 by 11, I'm going to go up to my untitled drawing and I'm actually going to title it my selfie with my initials there so I don't lose it. Then you can click back down on your paper there and see how that instantly saves. Now the very next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to put our image that we took for a selfie onto this blank sheet of paper. So you're going to go over to this little square here. It's got a little mountain range and you're going to click. If you downloaded the image onto your computer, you're going to upload from computer. If you downloaded your image into your Google Drive, you're going to click on Drive there with the little triangle. But since I saved mine on my computer, I'm going to go to Upload from Computer. And I'm going to give this a moment to switch over. And Downloads, since it was one of the last things I downloaded, it's the first one that pops up. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the picture, and then I'm going to click on Open. And when I do, that entire picture pops up on my image there. And you can make it a little bigger to where it fits your rectangle, your 8.5 by 11 there. Again, you can adjust it. See, that made my face a little wider. Now, with that being said, we're going to go under the tab now that we have this picture there under Format. And we are going to go under Format Options here where that little paintbrush is. And let me move my camera here. And you see this little space over here on the right hand side that says Recolor. You're going to click on that. And then, sorry guys, I'm just going to keep moving myself here. And then we are going to click on that drop down arrow to find our black and white image, which is going to be called grayscale. And that'll change that over to that black and white image that we need. Now, the next thing we're going to need after that is we're going to have to go under adjustments here. So once you click on adjustments, you have three little tabs here. You have transparency, you have brightness, and you have contrast. The ones we are going to be playing around with are brightness and contrast here. There are two little squares that you get to move back and forth on this. If you move the brightness over to the right-hand side, you can see that my image starts to disappear as we move it back and forth. If you move it too far over, your image completely disappears. So I'm going to move it over to where I see the important parts of my face, such as my eyes, my nose, and all of that fun stuff. And then I'm going to go down to contrast here. And contrast makes your darks really black. So you can move it little by little and see how those nice dark sections start to get really dark. If you move it all the way over, you'll see that you look completely cartoony. So you need something that's kind of in between. You don't want to lose too much detail. So you're going to scoot this until you get to a spot where you feel like that looks good. Alrighty, I'm probably going to knock my brightness down just a little bit, and then my contrast goes up just a little more. See how that simplifies my image there? And I think that's where I'm going to go ahead and keep mine. So I'm going to stop messing with it. And the next thing you get to do is you get to File here. I have to keep moving myself. File, and then you're going to download, and you can download this as a JPEG or PDF. It doesn't really matter. JPEG just means you're saving it as a picture. You may also move to your Google Drive, so that's a different way to save your picture. If you click on Move, a little option will pop out here, and then you can save it into your portfolio. So let's just say that my portfolio is the 6th grade one. So I'll go ahead and click on that, click on Move, and my image is now saved in that portfolio. So that's just a couple of ways that you can save it. That way you have this ready to go, and I can print this off for you. For those of you at home who are doing online, you don't have to print these off, but it would be easier to do so just so you can put your collage pieces inside your face there. If not, you can always draw out what you see, and I'll show you later on how to do that. So thank you so much for listening to this TED Talk, and I will talk to you.